So I'm just sitting in my house, and it's days like this that really get me. Um, Kind of a terrible week for me, and just had this thought in my mind: am I a failure? You know, sometimes I don't know what to do, and I've been feeling like giving up this entire year. And for everybody who knows me, knows I have a spirit of courage and determination, and I never uttered the words give up in my life. But it's getting harder. Life is just getting harder. And I try not to reflect on my past, but as I reflect from time to time to critique myself and even try to find a moment to be proud of myself, I see more losses than wins, see more failures than conquers. I see more tears than smiles. It really makes me wonder, am I a failure? And I wonder how many people out there today have the same feeling. Am I a failure? Even out of everything good that I ever done, it just seems impossible that I can move forward. And I sometimes it's very hard, and even when I pray, my prayers get shorter and shorter. And sometimes when I pray, I just stay in silence. I say I'm gonna pray, then I just sit there and I tell God nothing because I have no words to say. So I let my tears do the talking. I let my silence be the language I speak. And it just gets hard. I wonder if God is even with me sometimes, and does God even hear me? You know, sometimes I wonder, like, maybe He's too busy with the other people who are more perfect and all the other people who are just better than I am and smarter than I am and just more successful than I am, and, you know, people out there that are just doing way more for God. So maybe God gives all His attention to the people who are doing way more for Him instead of wasting His time on little old me. That's how I feel sometimes. Now I get on my knees and I just confess everything that I'm going through. And I just say, God, please, if you can hear me. You know, that's all I care. Can you hear me? Maybe you don't do nothing. Maybe it's not your purpose for my life and plan for my life. Maybe it's not your timing. But long as you let me know if you can hear me, I have confidence that I could keep on going forward. If I just know that if you can hear me, it'll bring me some type of peace and security that if you hear me, I know you can't just sit there and not do nothing. I know if you hear me, you can't just sit there and watch me go through what I'm going through and not do nothing. Because that would contradict everything that you ever wrote in that entire book called the Bible. And it's so hard sometimes, and somehow He's holding me together. Somehow God is holding me together. Supposed to be this mighty man of God, and I look myself in the mirror, I don't see anything. I see right through my own self like a piece of glass. People look up to me, but in the darkness of the middle of the night, I look down on myself. You know, people say I inspire them. I can't find nothing that can inspire me. It's very, very hard for me. I look at my father. He can't move. He can't walk. He can barely talk. I see my mother get up every day at 7 in the morning and work all day until 10 p.m. at night. She's supposed to be retired. And all she does is take care of my father, who can't move, can't walk, and can barely talk. I look at my sister, and I see how lost and confused she is at times, because we all know how hard and cold this world can be. And that keeps me going. Keeps me going. Every tear, every pain, every doubt, every desire, every urge to quit, I just keep swallowing it. And sometimes I choke. The bitterness, I had to swallow it, and sometimes I choke on it. And I gotta remind myself, my dad can't walk, so I have to do the walking for him. My mom can't be free, so I have to be the freedom for her. My sister is confused, so I have to be the understanding for her. And sometimes I want to give up. I mean, I've been wanting to give up since the age of 12. I haven't gave up since, and I don't know what is holding me together. You could call me a man or a fool, because I really don't know why I push. I got real upset yesterday, and I told my mom, I said, I only live for God for some fantasy miracle that I believe is going to happen. I was wrong for saying that. But sometimes I really feel like it's a fantasy. What I pray for, what I wish for, what I cry to God for, what I serve God, just everything that I live for, I don't even know if I am able to accomplish it. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I put all my money into this truck business. I honestly have nothing left. And if it doesn't work, I have nothing. I'm not nervous. I'm not afraid. Just sometimes I feel like a failure. I look on my timeline of everything I've been through. That didn't work. That right here didn't work. Lost money there. Lost relationships there. Almost lost my life here. And it seems that is my timeline. I try, I fail. I try, I fail. I try. And here I am again, turning 27 in February. And I'm still trying. I'm still trying. So, I came across this verse. I didn't even look for this verse. I just said, God, if you can hear me, I need to know, man. Because I understand if you don't hear me, maybe that's why you're not doing nothing. But if you can hear me, can you just please show me you hear me? Because then that will give me some hope. And that will give me some strength. And that will give me some more faith that I know that the rescue and the miracle that I believe is a fantasy will soon be a reality. And it's around my corner. So I look at this verse, 1 John chapter 5, 14 through 15. And it said, this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. And if we know that he hears us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we desired of him. Petitions means request. So we have confidence in him because we know he hears us. Anything that's according to his will. And since he hears us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the request that we desire of him. And I didn't look for that verse. I didn't type that verse in Google. I didn't ask any pastors I know for the verse. I don't even know how I found it. I was just on Google just looking up insurance. And boom, it popped up. Weird. It just popped up. Not weird. Miraculous. Just miraculous. It popped right up. So I woke up today. I dried my tears. I dusted off myself. I shaked off the rust from my will. And I said, God, you hear me. And if you hear me, I have confidence in you. And if I have confidence in you, I have faith in you. And since I have faith in you, I'll continue to work for you. Because faith without works is dead. And without faith, it is impossible to please God. So as I pack up, I got all my luggage there, and I'm getting ready to hit the road once again for one last rodeo. Because I came home for like 2 weeks, and I really just want to hang it up, man. I just want to give up. And my brother's calling me, John, man, trying to talk me out of it. You know, if you stop this, what are you going to do? You put all your eggs in one basket. You gave everything. If you walk away now, you know you're walking away from everything to nothing. But I feel like I have nothing. Then I think of these old Western movies that my dad loves to watch, and they throw dynamite inside the cave, and they just dynamiting away and blowing up away. But one day they throw the dynamite and they find the gemstones, the gold, and the diamonds hidden inside the rock of the earth. So I'm up today with a dynamite. And my dynamite is 1 John chapter 5, verse 14 through 15. That verse and that chapter will be my dynamite. And I will keep blowing away and keep blowing away until I find my promise, till I find the light at the end of the tunnel, until I find an everlasting hope that I will never have to be in such a sad mood that I am today. It is what it is, you know. Come from a working family. See my dad work himself into being paralyzed. Now my mom can't even enjoy her retirement because she has to slave and take care of her husband, because if he gives up, he'll die. If she gives up, he'll die. And if I give up, my sister will give up. And if I give up, my dad will give up. I just don't understand, man. It's too overwhelming. I say, God, why, man? Like, why did you choose me? I feel like Job. Sometimes I tell God, I wish you could leave me alone so I can have whatever comfort I have left. Because what you gave me is too much to bear. You give me a vision and you give me all this thing, and you open up all these doors. You make it possible for me to do so great in business. And I'm destroying everything because I don't want to go no more. And I could feel God's presence. I felt like yesterday he was staring at me. I felt like God was staring at me as I read that verse. And he was trying to tell me something. I'm with you. I hear you. But I can't do nothing for you until I see something in you. And whatever he sees in me, I don't see in myself. But whatever he's waiting for me to pull out to show him I'm worthy, I'm just going to have to find out through the hard road called life. No one has the answers. You can't call nobody for these answers. We have to live it. Trial and error, ups and downs, mistakes, wins, losses, failures, conquers. We have to be the test dummies of life, our own life. Practice makes perfect. Every day that we live, we're truly practicing, trying to get life right. Every day that we live for Jesus Christ, we are practicing, trying to be men and women of God and try to get this right. What hurts me the most in my walk in God is I've seen how powerful of a pastor my father became. And he had a short run. And then out of nowhere, poof, he gets a disease called Lou Gehrig's disease, and now he's paralyzed and he can't move, can't even talk sometimes. And that was a stab in the heart. And then shortly after that, God called me. And for a lot of years, man, even to this day, I pray every day that I take the bitterness and the anger out my heart for what has happened to my father. What has happened to my entire family in general. And then God calls me and tells me to do this for him. And at first I felt like, is God just playing with me like I'm some joke? But then after 3 years of going so hard for God and, throwing away my old image of reputation and creating a new image and reputation for myself, I don't even think I could live up to the momentum that I started. So that's my prayer. I'll read it again. 1 John chapter 5, verse 14 through 15. And this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. And if we know that he hears us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we desired of him. So I'm going to end the video. This is not a pity party. I use my pain and my tears, even my anger, and I take those 3 seeds and I plant them in the kingdom of heaven. And I say, Jesus, if I hold on to it, it's going to consume me like a fire. I'm going to end up killing myself. So I give it to you, God. My pain, my tears, and my anger. And I don't even want it. Take it from me. Plant it in your kingdom. Water it, grow it, and let it bless every single person that could be a living testimony, that could relate to my living testimony. I love you guys. Be blessed, be encouraged, be inspired. Don't give up. You are not a failure. None of us are. If you have a breath, you have a chance. And if you believe, you can achieve. And if you just hold on to the swing of courage, I promise you, you could be victorious. I love you.